on down to my ranch.
You got a pointy hat.
It was a rare on the vendor. I don't really do any more damage than I used to, though.
Off he goes.
Zombie went over there somewhere.
I need spirit. I must heal.
Off he goes.
Down to Tennessee.
Not yet.
Oh, I just got rubber banded like half of the fucking, like the entire screen basically.
Yes.
The schwa became as schwa. And in the beginning there was schwa. In the end there was schwa. What existed between schwa if not schwa? Probably barking. The absence of shoes. You ever notice how all the lanterns...
Sign that there's a nearby schwaz that shoes are being chewed on.
Yes. You ever notice that lanterns always have to be green because it's the undead color that every game now uses because Blizzard did it?
This lantern's blue.
It's green.
It's blue.
Well, more of a teal than a blue or a green, I guess, but it's a teal.
It's definitely blue.
There is blue on it. Calibrate your monitor. It's
The
that
blue
undead
slightly
teal
on the
color.
green side.
It's a teal. It's that color Blizzard uses for everything, and now League uses for everything. I've noticed that League uses that fucking color everywhere now, and it's all because of World of Warcraft and Diablo 3. Warcraft 3 kind of did it, but there was more like an actual green as opposed to the fell green that we see now.
I grow weak.
Blizzard popularized World of Warcraft. I don't really know why that became the undead color, but now you see it everywhere. Darksiders, every fucking phone game. This game.
I think your own thing just copy somebody else, and they know it's all undead.
As bad as this game looks, no.
Start all over again.
I don't think you could find a phone that could run this game at a good frame rate. Like, my computer hardly runs it. You'll see, it's terrible. There's lots of stutters and resource stalls everywhere. Not to mention the micro stutters.
Fists.
That's what they call my mom.
Even having
It's
the
just
game
a
on an
fist eating
SSD only helps it minimally.
It's like fucking...
Because CASC is such a god-awful format.
I don't understand how anybody could still be using CASC. I don't get it, man. I think the main reason they use CASC is because they can enforce CRC checks on it more easily, so that they prevent like StarCraft Remastered will actually just flat out re-download the files if you change anything. It's like they went out of their way to kill mods.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but that's
I think it was
Blizzard.
good enough before, just crashing the fucking game if client data didn't match, but no.
That's really the only reason they use it. Like, there's no advantage to using it.
Yeah, they kept making all these excuses like, oh, we couldn't just update the archives and do this and that shit. Except they could, they just never wanted to use that functionality. Which is why World of Warcraft patching took so fucking long before. And then, hey, they realized, oh yeah, we can do that.
Whoa.
I don't understand how Blizzard doesn't even know how their own format works.
I just got
It's like
a huge
Quantum said.
amount of lag there. Everything just froze for like a second
Yep.
and exploded.
You better get used to that. It gets a lot worse the more you go on. Like, you've never played Heroes of the Storm, I doubt, but the resource delay in that game is even worse than that. all of Blizzard's games to become really bad for fucking resource stalls because they don't know how to code memory
You
management.
want the Scribe's Lectern? Learn some lore.
Yeah, come learn some lore.
Punching a
This
fat
guy has 60,000 fucking health.
Yeah, I remember Q one day talking about how Blizzard was
My name is
actually
and I'm
using
cursed.
like
Once the captain of King the Oryx
his
army, I
program
lived only to
internally
honor
because
my
theirs
land and
was
my
so
king.
bad.
No
for
man has
Oh,
been
yeah, I remember
less
that.
king than I had for mine.
They used
Even as I
MPQ2K and
drove
everything
my
because
blade
they
through his
just
dark and
their tool
corrupted
didn't even
heart.
work.
My injuries are too
I don't
severe.
fucking like. I can't even wrap my head around how that fucking happened. Woohoo! Dude, there's a veiled crystal. I've got my first crafting material. Learn some lore. Because none of the lore in this game makes any sense whatsoever. Admittedly, it probably still makes more sense than most of the Riot lore that they've been adding now. They've got some guy who is on a fucking...
Dark Child.
That guy, like, you probably don't even pay attention to any of this stuff, but I follow a site that it's Surrender at 28 goes through all the updates and stuff and the PvE, and I've been watching them systematically take all the game's backstory and just metanify it.
Favor me.
They now literally have something called Dark Age.
What?
They added a hero
Of that I am
that
certain.
is a darkened shadow assassin, and there was some other part of it that was equally retarded, and now they're just systematically obliterating everything in the game and making it
Afraid to
meta.
speak against the Archbishop. The councillors
Like
nod
somebody
their
feels
empty heads in
embarrassed about
agreement.
what somebody wrote before, and now they're trying to rewrite it. I think it's better.
Yeah, it's like some guy looked at all their old writing and was like, fuck this, I'm making this my pet project now. And it's like meta. I mean, they have fucking Ghostcrawler on staff, but that doesn't tell you how fucked up that company is. I don't know what will. They took one of the most useless fucking people who got kicked out of Blizzard because he was useless, and now they have him just because of... I don't know why.
People trade employees like hockey cards.
They do. They really do.
And there's even hilarious things going on at AMD, where apparently Project Avery, which was their
I will return. I must
lead
wait to
for
use that
the
ability.
video card section of them, left, and now is going to work for Intel, and Intel has got like a thing going on where they're going to have AMD GPUs in their integrated instead now. No one really knows what the fuck's going on.
I think of Intel and GPUs, and I just think about the fucking laptops where the fucking built-in Intel is legendary for literally being cancer.
Yeah,
Like
it
double
can't even
cancer.
render most things properly. Like, people laughed about the
That-
5200 for not being able to render DirectX 9 at the time, and you've got the Intel ones that can't do much of anything.
Let me put it this way. You know that laptop I've got that has a Pentium 4? It has an Intel chipset. Brood War lags on that computer. It lags worse than the computer that I used when I first started doing anything, which was the M-Cyrix 2. And it's all because of that Intel chipset. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. I didn't realize how bad it was until I tried to watch Brood War replays, and it was just stuttering
I
like
still remember
crazy.
rating Molten Core with a Pentium 2.
What I will never forget is you playing Halo and your lag transferring over to the server and causing you to just projectile stuff across the map because you were playing a PowerPoint presentation that was textureless.
Yeah,
You're
I
playing
even
Sonic
played part of the
2006?
single player campaign like that.
This is like Sonic 2006 in like an Apple computer. Like it literally had no textures.
Everything
And he was just
different
teleporting
shades
around.
of gray, like solid gray.
Were there
The
50 of
Covenant
them?
that you were shooting at, they were a different shade of gray than everything else.
7 items crushed!
Yes. Yeah.
Don't you like their little accolades, or whatever the
My
fuck you want to
real
call them?
quarters.
I don't
It's
even know
like,
what
we
those
gotta-
are called.
Oh, that was a word for it. It's there's a marketing term for it actually. Let me think of what it was.
Yes, marketing companies and the mobile industry. You would just find it fucking hilarious how they talk about their customers. That they're literally
Riot does a lot in their talk.
fucking
It's,
talking about their customers as if they're whales out there to be hunted.
That's basically what they are, yeah. There is a fucking word for it. It's a really basic word, but it always manages to escape. I can't remember what it
Yeah, I
is
don't
because
remember
it's not a
what
word you should typically think about it. It's equivalent to fanfare, basically. It means the same thing, but they use a different word than fanfare.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
the
that's
chandelier
what-
landed on that guy and launched his body.
That's what Square calls it all, is fanfare.
I was gonna say pandering,
Which
but...
Kind of the whole
It's-
thing that like
it's
Final
Blizzard,
Fantasy
yeah.
is built on, so it's kind of whatever. But then Blizzard and everybody else has to like try to shove it and everything. I really don't remember what it's called. I know what it is.
Oh,
but it's-
I know what it is too, but it's just something I don't think about because it like always disgusts me so much whenever I hear about it. It's why everything always jiggles around so violently. It's literally psychology because jittering grabs attention. You ever notice how when you watch TV, like commercials and stuff have insanely high volume compared to everything else? Because it's literally intended to be that way. They use compressors, you know, it's the whole loudness war thing if you've ever read about that. And it's there to force you to
it's
get your
also
remote.
because they wanted you to still hear the commercials if you went into a different room.
Yeah. And it's also to force you to pick up your remote and change the thing. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a negative connotation. The fact that you're thinking about it
They're
is their goal.
acknowledging it.
Yeah.
It's really funny how the psychology shit works.
And it plays in the UX too. That's why in League you have to open every box manually. You can't open them one at a, or all at once. Many other systems are like that as well. For example, Heroes. Like they will literally sacrifice actual UX to do this, and it's just fucking Blizzard.
And really all I think of are people that just make videos of just opening fucking loot crates in Counter-Strike.
People didn't believe me when I said people fucking buy boxes in Overwatch just to make videos of them opening it, and some guy was like, wait, how expensive are these? And then it just destroyed him. Like, I think it was a Swedish guy, like he didn't realize just how far we had gone down this rabbit hole until he actually looked on YouTube. And then
Collectively a million health, and I just died.
I got my butt slapped. But yeah, whenever you actually start looking at marketing, you basically can't unsee it from all of the games industry, and it will pretty much ruin your impression of every single game on the market because they all do the exact same thing. Same for movies, for that matter. Like, I just can't watch modern movies. They're just so fucking bad. Because this is like literally all marketing.
Have something worthwhile for me now.
He probably has A's.
Make a journeyman mentor one. I have to make one until I get a socket.
My injuries are too severe.
The fucking re-rolling dude is over there behind the guy with the cart
That
still.
ability is not yet recharged. Aid me.
And yeah, 14 has surprisingly little amount of fanfare in it. Even though it's very westernized, it's not nearly as bad as like this
No,
game.
it's more that they've got it in all the places that you'd expect it in Final Fantasy.
It's just the nature of how they're doing it. Like, they don't like flood your fucking screen with shit whenever you craft anything or upgrade something and shake everything around all the time. Because that's all a part of it. The screen shake and everything like that is all a part of it. It's all there just to distract you. This is really like the core feature of it, is to constantly distract you. It's why people think these are good games, because that's the entire function, is to distract you from the fact that you're not actually playing a game. We're still fighting these guys, by the way. I don't know if we've even moved their health bars yet.
I just saw one get murdered.
Yep. Watch your health jump up when you level. Rip.
It is not ready yet.
Rip. No, maybe they're not giving you like quarter of your level anymore.
Just a game of my life on healing me before they kill me.
Nephilim
Also, one of the first
glory.
mods I grabbed for Skyrim was one that removes that fucking blood effect from the screen. And now I'm back in this game and it's there again. I'm reminded just how much I hate it.
Nephilim glory.
Yep, Nephilim. And that word again.
There's also another amusing thing they did in this game. Originally, there were treasure chests all over the place. But then people realized, you know,
Has increased.
why would I sit here killing these zombies and shit that take so long to kill when I could just do these boxes? And then they removed them.
Yep.
And then it took them like until the expansion or some shit to re-add them.
You always notice how Blizzard's first gut instinct to anything is to nerf it. They may nerf it in the completely wrong way, but they still make the effort to always reduce the effectiveness of something.
When we return from our horrific defeat,
That has
in
always been their
Westmart,
philosophy.
my
It's not like
beloved
some
king
new
lost
thing with
all
this game or whatever.
confidence
It's
or
it's
sanity.
always been like
He
that.
seethed with rage, spitting curses
fix it.
upon us as
Kill it.
traitors. With great sorrow,
Pretty
I
much.
ran him through.
You really see a lot if you ever played World of Warcraft, because it's always just been a string of them removing fun from the game. It's just like from inception to modern day, it's always been them just nerfing shit and streamlining it because people didn't do things exactly the way they wanted to. And then they change developers or something, and then someone's else like, no, I want you to do it this way. And then you have like this huge sweeping overhaul that really is just completely aimless and just fucks things up even more. Every fucking expansion, basically.
World of Warcraft is so funny for that.
StarCraft 2 is like that too now. Like, if you actually watch StarCraft 2's patching process, it's just, it is precisely like how Relic.
That.
It is, I noticed it is exactly like how Relic handles balancing in Dawn of War. It was just massive sweeping changes every patch because they just don't know what to do. It's like, something's broken, let's Let's change the entire race and overhaul everything. And then eventually they settled on all the hard caps and everything, which is very close to what StarCraft 2 is getting to with the fact that they've increased the system like that.
It was just the hilarious things I was reading about people.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold.
That's some intense voice acting.
Skeleton King.
So dramatic.
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones.
Are you surprised that the Skeleton King wants his bones?
Check out those animations. You notice how they just ignore Kane and just start coming towards us as soon as that ends?
He just made this
And
weird little
now they
punching
kinda get-
animation, and then now he's just standing there.
Now they're over here, yep.
Kane doesn't give a fuck.
You notice how the objective is kill the skeletons attacking Decker and Kane, and two of them are just kind of like idle on the stairs not doing anything anymore, and the others are up here?
Yeah.
Isn't this game well tested? This is so dramatic and intense. We really feel like we're actually trying to save Decker Kane from the Skeleton King right now. We are in a dramatic battle to save his life. I still can't believe they kept those health orbs in the game. That just...
I will save you.
Stay back.
Stay back.
Stay back. It doesn't even have... There's nothing behind it.
There never really was. Kane's voice actor was always really bad. Just in this game, it was like, well, they definitely have no quality assurance, so I'm not even going to bother even attempting to try this time. It really...
My strength fails. I need spirit. I will return.
I got stuck.
We got head cleaver.
That's such a dramatic name.
It's very edgy.
Such edge, much wow.
30,000 health.
You notice how their boss mobs so far have basically been... Here's another mob, but it's yellow now, or blue. They actually got rid of the random colors that shit had in Diablo 2. It probably would be too much work for them to implement that in this game. Blizzard would probably do this stupid way of like having entirely separate meshes for it and just increasing their memory load even more.
He's headbanging.
Yeah, if you actually look at their animations, I will not be responsible for your mental health.
Get a sword, but he's kicking me.
Kicking you with his
This
elf
entire scene is just.
And then half the
glowing
time, he'll
light.
just stand there, stop attacking, and start cackling.
Yeah.
So I gotta give the casual
I keep
players
slapping
time to
his
run
ass,
away.
but he turns around and kicks me.
Oh look, it's a legendary item.
This is the Leoric's crown.
Which you just identify now because you no longer need scrolls. It's Pox Folds. That may actually be useful.
Thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
It was not your time, old man. Come, Leah is waiting for you.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I fear
What
the
the
worst.
fuck happened to oh, I see.
learned of this
It's a secret passage. I'm like, what the
through
fuck
old
happened to this
maps I
bookcase?
found.
Didn't even look
That's pretty
halfway
glowing.
convincing.
How ornate is your door? The door is sealed by the power of the Skeleton King.
This
How would we
cannot
know
You just
that?
assume it's the power of the Skeleton King. You just know that he sealed it and not like Diablo or Mephisto or something. It's the power of the Nephilim, man. You can just make assumptions.
We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me.
We must discuss the fallen star.
Isn't it convenient that there's a waypoint right outside the door?
I have kept my word
That's so
and
convenient.
rescued Leah's uncle, Deckard Cain.
The fact that he
I
tries to
saved him from a
emphasize
creature
Tristram
called the
because we
Skeleton
haven't been there
King,
before. It's
who
new,
now
ominous.
bars my way to the fallen star.
Such ominous.
Then cinematic.
That was
By
dramatic.
Oh,
cinematic,
no.
I mean, here's our dynamic painting.
Some brand new goods you might be interested in.
There's just a bunch of alpha masks and After Effects. Like the laziest shit you can do in a game, and now everyone does it because they realize they can get away with it.
It's the way they went about it that, you know, they had to have responses for each character in their own way to everything an NPC says. And most of the NPCs I've found, except for the wizard, basically don't make any fucking sense.
Nothing in this game makes any fucking sense.
I mean, that part especially.
Yetard has raised me to new heights.
Did the level thing just interrupt her?
It might have.
Probably.
Uncle, you dun 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 dun.
The Skeleton King was once our
Yeah.
beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's
Mad.
evil. He lost
Evil.
both his sons and his very soul
Evil.
before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Nonetheless, the Skeleton King bars my path to the fallen star.
The key to defeating him lies
You probably
in his old
shouldn't
crown.
have made it so
Seek
that he
out our
faces the
blacksmith,
direction you're in.
Hadric.
It just
He
looks silly.
knows of its whereabouts.
That's really the tamest of the silly things you're gonna see with NPCs in this.
So lightly. Do you
So
not
we've got
believe
this
the
whole
evidence
hilarious
with
fucking
your
plot
own
point.
eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
He's not even facing the right direction
Yeah.
now. He's just talking to his book.
Dark room told
We've got this cancerous shit that Leah's fucking
scrolls
granddaughter of Cain or some shit.
Lord of
I don't even know what the fuck.
prophecy of the end days says that at
She's
the
probably
end
his
of
brother.
things, the first
prophecy.
sun
She's
shall
transitioning.
appear in the heavens.
Yep.
Yes, you've been telling me about the text since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into
And
them.
of course she won't believe it because I'm not gonna believe the prophecy until the prophecy's in my
I spent
face.
most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard.
And
while
Metzen
he did
meanwhile
his
is like,
crazy
I am such a
research.
good writer. This
What
is
does
a
your
masterpiece.
Her
He walks away with like
spinning point of
$500,000.
origin is just like 1 foot, so she spins weirder than everyone else.
All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
That's just because she's
Now
weird.
she's facing
Now we
the wrong
must
direction.
save the blacksmith's wife, and by save her, I mean, what terrible things happen. Also, inside of Cain's house and other shit, those books actually change.
One or two things, if I must.
Scowling chamber. Scowling chamber.
That's scowling, man. I picked up a book and nothing even fucking happened, man.
Yeah, that one might not
You
have
lied to me.
changed yet. But Leah's
Then why was there a
inside of
book
it.
there to begin with?
Because Blizzard.
Why is there a fucking book I can't even interact with?
He just
The history of
disappears.
Tristram.
There was nothing to interact with.
It's an illusion.
Blizzard doesn't know how to hire people who
Did you hear?
fucking can speak drunk.
Blacksmith.
Which is astonishing, seeing as they just drink all fucking day in their office.
Not now.
Yes, you're actually allowed to drink at Blizzard.
All those who've been bitten.
It explains everything.
Down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is regrettable.
They
Sure wrote that journal
also
fast.
set up Disney World vacations for all of their higher staff.
This guy seems very broken up that he has to murder his wife.
Like head GMs and shit. they all get
They have
to go to
GMs?
Disneyland on Blizzard.
What astounds me is that they actually have GMs.
I know. And one guy I was playing with
Sweet of you to
in
ask.
Final Fantasy
My
before in
people have
1.0
conviction
was
and
one of them.
Always traveling, looking for the land.
That's
we might
astounding.
settle.
Where
Did
I
he tell
heard
you how
some
much
of the
weed he smoked a
hilarious
day?
things.
Have it as strong as myself.
I don't know if you could pay me enough to be
Always
breathed on by
consumed for my
medicine.
visions. Well,
Share the
things
same oxygen as
other than
him.
visions. But everyone wants to know what the future holds.
The future
I would
is known
probably
by
get
the gods.
AIDS.
So serious.
Let's see some
Just
terrific
because you're
wang.
fated to save the
Congrats on
world
an achievement, man.
doesn't mean you shouldn't have a good time.
Oh, not the wings. Ugh,
You want
this
some
lighting
of
is so
these?
fucked up, man.
Or maybe blade wings, because Kerrigan can fly you now if she's got wings.
I can't get over that cinematic. I just,
You got these things that are like shiny and other hilarious things.
Why do you have...
I can't see myself anymore under these things. It's so ridiculous.
It looks like you just
You're a
taped
butterfly.
2 crows together. Or 3 crows.
Got a
Depending on
fucking
which-
peacock that I spray painted black on me.
they clip through each other. This company knows no fucking shame. Holy shit.
These ones also piss people off because they look like this.
They are piss. I like how they're not
Flag.
even ribbons. They can't even. They probably don't even have ribbon support in this engine.
Well, I mean, look at these ones. These are probably the only good ones in the game.
They're still not ribbons though. So whenever you move around, they just look weird as hell.
Yeah, they follow you rigidly. It's just the model.
It's really strange looking.
It's like the texture or something's just plugged into a sine wave.
I am pretty sure that it's just an animated texture.
I'm like terrified to see how much hard drive space I have, because if I alt-tab, it's probably gonna just snap the game in half. So I'm just gonna hope that I still
Yeah.
have hard drive space for a while.
You'll find out
I'll
when
find
Frapp
out.
stops recording.
That's why I'm trying to keep an eye on my counter in the corner.
Then we had that fucking shit with Dread that just went around repeating that line to everybody.
Hmm? I got an achievement. Isn't that neat?
That did you hear? And old Rumford has us down to half rations. Dread was saying that to fucking everybody. Ready to murder the blacksmith waifu?
Who did what? It was really stupid.
Or just explode. Dread. You suddenly do damage again.
This must be done.
Dread.
My mind is stronger.
I don't do damage.
You're probably gonna be hearing this sound for a long time. Man, I upgraded my weapon so much I still don't do any damage.
Forgive me.
Adric! Help me!
Have some tomatoes. Okay.
Okay.
She didn't
Do
want my
it, hey
tomato
Drake,
sauce.
beat up your wife.
Me.
You can live out the dream.
It's okay, man. You've got the white beater on. Oh my god. That effect looks so bad.
He does a lot of damage.
He has almost 900,000 health.
Give Hedrick some help.
I think he does like 20 damage a hit. Holy fuck.
I don't have enough spirit.
It's really amazing how much damage I don't do.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your
You'll
debt.
get used to it.
My name is Hedrick.
This game doesn't have
As it happens,
any sense
I am
of
looking for
penises.
King Leoric's crown. Perhaps you know of it.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
I think how it's a beam effect, but the effects don't follow it. Only the sliding texture does, but the particles don't, so it doesn't look anything like a beam at all. Good old Blizzard.
You know what I really like is that you've got Ray of Frost that does 430% damage. It increases up to 1240. You can reduce its cost to 11. Arcane Orb costs 30. It does 435. It doesn't increase at all. Which is why you always see me using Ray of Frost, because it does more damage than every other fucking skill in the game, and costs less.
Blizzard.
Disintegrate becomes better later, just because you get things like Chaos Nexus that just AoEs everything.
Chaos Nexus.
Yes, Chaos Nexus.
I'm surprised it isn't Fel Chaos Void Nexus.
That's the
I'm a little disappointed.
Blast the thing with piss after that one.
Check out that sick arrow graphic. Isn't that next
Feel free to
generation?
just carry on doing other shit. Don't really need to wait for me, unless you get stuck killing things, but then you'll just be waiting anyway.
He was following me, but then he wasn't following me. The door is glittering.